What is up, guys? I'm C10 Danny. I'm back with another video. If you guys are stopping by the channel for the first time, welcome. If you guys are coming back, thank you guys so much. In today's video, we're actually going to be installing a radio in this car. This car has actually had a radio in it before, but I was having issues where I could only get the speakers to play on the passenger side of the car and not on the driver's side. I switched the speakers around, turned the balance on the actual head unit all the way to the left to see if maybe that could get the speakers to play on the left side, and it didn't. That didn't fix it. So I pulled the stereo back out of it and I started looking at it, and it turns out that the wiring harness was just bad. Sometimes the prongs on the actual plastic enclosure, I'll show you guys like a little clip of what that looks like. The prongs on the little plastic enclosure of the actual wiring harness itself, they were just loose in there, so they weren't making a good connection with the prong on the stereo itself. And sometimes I would even lose power to the head unit itself, but I found a sweet spot where all the speakers would play, and I hot glued everything in place. Kind of a ghetto fix, I know, but yeah, hot glued everything in place and everything worked just fine. But I went ahead and I ordered another harness because obviously I wanted more of a permanent fix. So yeah, I'm going to be taking the stereo back out of it and soldering on my new harness, pretty much installing a stereo from scratch. So if you guys haven't put stereo on one of these cars before, you watch this video and you're going to learn how. Also, if you're having that same issue where you installed an aftermarket head unit and only certain speakers play, check your guys' wiring harnesses because sometimes those go bad or they just ship them bad. My stereo was brand new and that wiring harness was brand new, and the little prongs in there just weren't seated properly. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my soldering iron so that I can solder everything together onto the new harness and then get the radio installed in this car. Alright guys, so this is the actual head unit itself. It's Alpine CDE 163BT. This is actually a really good head unit. I'll leave a link down in the description if you guys want to get one for yourself. Okay, this is my wiring harness for the car. This is the one that goes to your power and your accessories, and this is the one that goes to all the speakers. So as you guys can see, I did hot glue the fuck out of it right there, but I don't know if you guys can notice, but if I do move it around, the prongs inside of there do move around, so that's what's causing it not to have solid connection to these prongs here. You can kind of see it moving around right here in this upper right corner. All you guys are going to need for this job are honestly really simple tools. So obviously if you're going to solder your connections, use a soldering iron. If you're just going to use butt connectors, then you just get a crimp like this one and you'll be fine. This is a wire stripper slash crimp all-in-one kind of tool. I have my heat shrink here because I am going to be soldering my connections, and in my last one I didn't have any, so I just covered them in electrical tape, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to use actual heat shrink this time. I'm just going to cut the old harness and then get these two connections because these are specific to the car. These will adapt your aftermarket harness like this one to your stock connections on the car. That way I don't have to cut up the harness on the car itself. But yeah, I'm going to cut these free and then solder on our new wiring harness. Alright guys, so I did get the harnesses that I need free from the old harness. I also already went ahead and stripped the ends. As you can see, all the ends are completely stripped. But yeah, now it's literally so easy. All I gotta do is take the new harness and just match all the colors and all the connections onto this adapter right here. So the yellow goes with the yellow, black goes with the black. Same thing with all of your speaker wires here. These are all going to match these ones right here. So you can see there's purple, there's white, there's gray, there's black. And that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and strip the ends off of these and then solder them onto this right here. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and solder my first connection. Alright guys, so this is kind of what it looks like as you're doing it. So first thing I did was I obviously grouped my two cables together, then I added some solder, and then I added some heat shrink. And then this is kind of what the finished product looks like right here. I went ahead and I put these two big heat shrinks on there to kind of cover the whole thing, and then it makes it nice and neat. And then this is what it looks like as a finished product. This is the one for my power, my ground, and all my accessories and everything, and these are all my speaker wires right here. So I'm going to go ahead and solder the rest of my connections, heat shrink them just like I did with this one, and then I'm going to install the stereo onto the car. Okay, so now I have it all plugged in and I have it seated where it's permanently going to go. So moment of truth, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the car. As long as it turns on, that's forward progress, because it used to not even turn on unless I messed with the wires a little bit. So as long as it turns on, that's progress. So we'll see. I'm not going to turn the car all the way on. Okay, so it powers on right away. Okay, perfect. So there's sound coming from all four speakers. Well, there's 6 total. There's 2 in the back, and 2 in the dash, and 2 in the doors. So I do hear sound from all of the speakers now. So I guess it's safe to say that that was the issue. It is now running like it should, and it is working like it should. Alright guys, so that is actually going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to smash that like button. If you are brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit those post notifications. I upload videos just like this one each and every Wednesday, so if you don't want to miss those, go ahead and hit that. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an update on the C10 frame. So I did get the LS one along with the headers on the actual frame of the truck. And so pretty much what we have left to do is plumb everything fuel related to this motor, go ahead and get the drive shaft installed. So for that I will need a yoke from a truck. So this is a 4L60 from obviously from the car that this motor came from. That being said, this yoke won't accept the size of the drive shaft for the stock trucks, so I do need a smaller yoke. I also need to finish the accessories for the motor. I need to get the air compressor along with all the belts that pertain to it, a couple tensioners, although I do have some in boxes, along with the power steering pulley. And this car has actually been a blast to drive around recently, so that is where kind of my attention has gone. But up next I'll be doing a sound system on this car. Obviously it already kind of has one, so I'll just be installing a subwoofer and amp, so stay tuned for that install. But yeah, that is it for today's video. That's all I have for you guys today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.